Hi, my name is Ollie Hearton. I'm an, at best, semi-employed independent actor and writer. For the past 7.5 years, I've been training to learn as many acting styles and techniques as possible. Along the way, I've gained some on-the-job experience through indie projects, small local commercial gigs, community theater, podcast dramas, as well as my own personal student films that I made in college. I've been lucky enough to meet and train under all kinds of great teachers. As someone who's observed the anime and VTuber communities, I've seen lots of people show an interest in voice acting. Seriously, how many videos have you seen where a VTuber says, "For years I wanted to be a voice actor"? Because of my background, I wanted to share my advice on how to get started. What to do, what not to do, and you too can get as many as I do. I don't get any, by the way. For the sake of simplicity, this is going to be a blanket video for all types of acting because I'm lazy.
Number 1.
Don't make this your career unless you're absolutely sure that you love acting more than anything in the world. It's an extremely tough industry to make enough to afford a rent, and most working actors don't make enough money to afford healthcare. Not to mention, with each passing day, corpos are attempting to replace us with AI programs so they don't have to pay people for their labor, and streaming platforms are dropping shows from their services so they don't have to pay residuals to the people that made them. No, I'm not in constant fear of my future career prospects and the toll AI takes on our planet's resources. Why do you ask? For me, acting's one of the few things I feel I'm any good at, and it's one of the things I enjoy most about being alive. So I'm all in. But I'm also on crazy pills.
Number 2.
This is probably the most crucial step, but practice, practice, and practice some more. You can't be an actor if you don't learn how to act. Get training however you can. Take acting and improv classes, audition for community theater. Do whatever you can to learn the fundamentals. I got a bachelor's degree in theater acting where I had to learn several different styles of stage acting. I've taken on-camera acting classes, voiceover classes. I even took a one-semester singing class in college just to train a different side of my voice, and I still feel that I haven't even scratched the surface of what I can learn. I know it sounds like a lot, and can be overwhelming, but just take it one step at a time and try to have fun with it. I'd recommend that you start with a beginning acting theater class, even if you don't really watch plays, and go from there. Theater was the first form of acting after all. I'd also recommend taking a public speaking class if you have stage fright. I took one in high school and had no idea how valuable this would be down the line. Believe it or not, it's much scarier getting in front of a crowd of people as myself than it is in character. Lastly, always do research into the classes you're interested in taking that aren't offered by your school. I feel like this shouldn't have to be the case, but scammers are always looking for potential marks. Just recently, I was researching a Hollywood business class and found out that the person running it is considered a leech by industry professionals, and runs their community socials in a cult-like manner. So, be careful.
Number 3.
This can come later, but learn how to market yourself. There are classes specifically for learning how to market yourself as an actor to potential employers. It's a competitive industry. Not only do you need to find your niche that'll get the attention of casting directors, but you also have to learn how to make yourself look better than the person next to you, even if they're 10 times better than you are. I'm sure there are people in my town who can act circles around me, so I have to find what'll make me stand out to each casting director. Usually it's my incredibly small
Number 4.
Make your own projects. You know yourself and your work ethic better than anyone else's, and you probably have something you want to share with the world. Making my own videos throughout college is how I got my start back when I was a flesh tuber. Chances are you're going to have a lot of downtime between auditions, and even more so between jobs. So telling your own stories is a good way to keep your skills sharp, and you could add it to your reel. Also, it helps to keep the voices at bay.
Number 5.
Make an audition space. Unless you're auditioning for a play, most auditions now are done at home. For on-camera auditions, find a spot in your house with enough space to hang up a solid colored backdrop. You could even use a clean bedsheet. It's best to have a color that won't be too distracting or clash with your skin tone. Most professionals recommend a muted shade of blue. As for your camera, you could use your phone with a cheap ring light to get the job done if you're just starting out. Professional casting directors don't expect every actor to have access to a $1,000 camera with a mounted microphone and professional lighting. Everyone has different levels of tech smarts, and it'd be unfair to expect every actor to be a top-level lighting designer and camera operator when you're here to, act. So as long as the video is clear and in HD, you should be good unless they're a dick. Your performance is what matters the most. For voice acting, it'll be a little more complicated since not only are a lot of VO auditions recorded at home, but most indie projects are recorded remotely as well. So you'll need to invest more into your recording space than for your on-camera setup. The bare essentials you'll need are a digital to analog converter, an XLR microphone, a good pair of headphones, a stand to hold your script, and a space to record. Here's my booth, for example. It's a little hacked together, but it gets the job done. There are other videos that go more in depth on the science of sound acoustics and what causes echo than what I can cover here, so just know that you need to avoid that by patting any hard surfaces near the mic. That includes walls and even the stand for your script. Also, for the love of God, don't use these mic boxes. They're a scam. Shield-shaped ones don't do for anything that isn't directly in front of the mic, and the boxes just make everything sound muffled. A point that a lot of people get stuck on is what mic they should buy. The truth is, it varies from person to person in their environment. What I learned after a lot of research and practice is that your recording space is what matters most. If you have a well-treated space to record in, you can get a lot of mileage out of beginner mics. I'm currently using the AT2035 condenser for my voice acting stuff, a far cry from the expensive several $1,000 mics, and I've gotten a lot of mileage out of it because of how my booth has been treated. Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have added no extra effects to the audio. I think it sounds pretty good. Raw, no rubber.
Number 6.
Get paid for every job you do. Don't work for free unless you're just starting out and need practice and to get footage for your reel. Once you've reached a point where you feel that you have enough experience to start working professionally, make sure that you're getting compensated for your time. For one, everyone deserves to get paid for their work. And more importantly, in the indie world, many projects don't get finished. If you don't get paid, then you've wasted your time because you can't put it on your resume, you can't use the footage for your reel, but that money will help pay for a bill or for groceries. It's great if someone's making a passion project, but you can't live off of their passion or from exposure. So always make sure that money crosses your hands. Even getting paid with meals on set could be worth it. That's one less thing to worry about paying for later. If you want to work for free to make connections or as a favor to a friend, then go ahead, but make sure that you'll always benefit from it somehow. I hate to sound exploitative, but it's the reality of the world we live in. You shouldn't be rude, but you need to advocate for yourself to survive.
Number 7.
Act professional. Show up on time, know what to do, treat everyone as if they're your bosses and coworkers. If you make friends on set, even better. But remember that we're all here to do a job first. Treat it like your job, and it will become your job.
Number 8.
Be flexible. When acting in indie projects, story beats and line changes can happen in real time. It could even happen in big budget gigs depending on the director. It can be frustrating to have learned a really long scene only for it to get cut or rewritten, but it's part of the job. Just go with the flow and don't freak out if things don't go exactly as planned.
Number 9.
Don't let someone make you do something that you haven't consented to. That's no good. Seriously though, on-set harassment is a real and dangerous thing. There are too many stories of people who've been hurt by predators on set, and I don't want anyone watching this video to experience that. During the pandemic, I acted in a play over Zoom as part of an anthology of virtual plays for a friend of mine, and one of the directors managed to harass someone over Zoom. I didn't even know that was possible, but they found a way.
Number 10.
Have fun with it. Every acting gig is a day where you get to play pretend for work. How cool is that? If you aren't enjoying it, then what's the point in even acting?
In conclusion.
Becoming an actor has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, and I imagine that the same could be true for a lot of other people. Whether you dream of being an A-lister or just want to try it as a hobby, I wanted to help out anyone who's afraid of taking that first step. So go out there and break a leg. Oh, don't sue me for that, by the way.